Why are teens more than 3 times as likely to crash as adults? A fundamental lack of experience causing poor decisions. But there is a way to effectively teach driving in dangerous situations without actually being in danger. Virtual Driving Essentials is a completely immersive virtual learning experience designed for drivers to learn and refine critical skills essential to safe driving. And better yet, it teaches them the way they want to learn. Virtual Driving Essentials puts them in a wide variety of complex situations that include speed control, intersection scanning, pedestrian interactions, hydroplaning, and even distracted driving, all while varying the weather conditions and time of day. In fact, there are nearly 50 miles of virtual roads to give them years of experience in only hours of simulator training. How does it work? The system measures everything as they are driving so they can see their mistakes immediately. For every mistake, a deduction is made from their life bar across the top. Parents can see what is being taught and then reinforce the lessons via a web-based parental companion program. The vision reporting system shows instructors what students have learned and even compares the pre- and post-assessments to show improvements. See how we can help your teens be prepared for dangerous driving situations.
So today, although we do have 17 lessons, but we're gonna choose only some few lessons which are very, very common. Let's go on lesson number 3, and we're gonna demonstrate to you how to properly scan and what are the importance of the scanning. Again, we're gonna use the same weather, same daytime, and let's go on commercial area or busy area. Now, the simulator is creating a world which we program, but stay focused on the importance of the scanning. Listen.
Many hazards, some obvious, some not so obvious. You'll learn to recognize these hazards and take steps to avoid them. It seems needless to say you want to avoid hazards. But what is a hazard? In very simple terms, a hazard is anything you can hit or anything that can hit you. It sounds simple, but think about it. If you can avoid hitting other objects and keep them from hitting you, you have all but eliminated being involved in a crash. You may have heard people who have been in a crash say, "I didn't see it coming." Exactly, they didn't see it. Otherwise, they would have taken action to avoid the hazard. So what's the best way to recognize a hazard before it's too late? The answer is to constantly scan your surroundings. Sounds simple, but there are proper techniques for doing so. Scanning doesn't mean just looking around, but instead means consciously and purposely searching for hazards and situations that could lead to a crash. It isn't just about recognizing a situation, but also making a determination if that situation constitutes a hazard, and then what to do about it. Here's how you do it. As you're driving, purposely scan all around your vehicle, not just straight ahead. Scanning near allows you to notice changes that you must react to immediately, such as brake lights on the car in front of you. Scanning far allows you to see situations developing ahead and allows you to prepare or position yourself correctly to avoid the potential hazard. Scanning left and right allows you to see clearly what your peripheral vision may or may not notice, so you can accurately process that information to determine if it constitutes a hazard. Finally, include all mirrors in your scanning process. Looking at your mirrors allows you to see hazards that may be coming up behind you or beside you, and to know if other lanes are clear in case you need to make a sudden lane change. In order for your mirrors to be effective, they must be clean and properly positioned. You should check your mirrors and readjust if necessary before you start your vehicle. Mirrors should be set in a way to maximize your view and reduce any blind spots. Notice how the mirrors are currently set. The center mirror is positioned in the center of the rear window to give you the maximum view behind your vehicle. Be sure to remove any items that may be restricting your view. The side mirrors are set out as far as possible while still showing the side of your vehicle. All mirrors are properly set. but I'll mix them up now to allow you to practice adjusting them into the correct position. Set your mouse pointer over each mirror and use the arrows to adjust the mirrors into their ideal position, or you may use the appropriate controls on your wheel. The arrows will turn green when you set the mirror correctly. You want to adjust the center mirror to maximize the view out of the rear window. You want to set your side mirrors so you can see down the road as far as possible, while still being able to see the back corners of your vehicle, which will provide a good reference point. Keep adjusting the mirrors until all 4 arrows are green. Good. Notice how this gives you the best view possible behind you and beside you. Remember, these adjustments should be made when you first enter your vehicle and before you start the engine. Let's take a short drive where you can practice scanning. This will be a short, low-speed drive, as I really want you to focus on scanning. We'll do some longer, more complex drives after I share some other techniques about recognizing and avoiding hazards. Put on your seatbelt, press the brake, start the vehicle, and place the vehicle in drive. Start by taking a right at this intersection. Scanning should be done continuously while you're driving. You'll still be focusing most of your attention straight ahead in the direction you're traveling, but rotating through all other areas every few seconds will allow you to see changes as they're occurring around you. You may need to consciously think about scanning at first, but after a while this will simply become a habit.
Car comes, then scan again in every stop sign or intersection as instructed. So I need to scan, I need to check my mirrors as I focus on the road. I could see motorbikers on the side of the road, some emergency car. So definitely this is a city driving that will demonstrate the proper scanning on the road. Let us pay attention on the sudden change of traffic light. The light is
Be sure to
red.
scan near and far and check your mirrors often. Remember, at intersections you can look left and right using the appropriate buttons on your wheel. Notice how the pace of your scanning must increase as you enter areas where things are changing very quickly. Any vehicle or pedestrian can become a hazard at any time. In another lesson, you'll learn how to better predict if a vehicle or pedestrian will become a hazard based on their actions or other subtle clues.
Ooh, the macro. The car suddenly stops in front. So scanning is very, very important. Just cover your brake in case you encounter any hazard ahead that will prevent any heads-on collision. So even though the light is red or stop position, better keep your eyes moving or scan your surroundings. It will greatly help one way or another to anticipate any sudden change. Just remember, we could control the car, but we cannot control our environment. We could just respond to whatever the traffic situation surrounding your driving environment. Another important thing, even though it's green, better purposely scan on intersection, especially when you are driving on a busy road. Just to identify those hazards. The light changes from green to yellow, so I need to cover my brake and stop on a proper stopping point, just barely enough to see the ground before the tire. So as we approach an intersection, I need to check my mirror. At the same time, checking ahead to anticipate any sudden change of the traffic. I'll notice that the car ahead of me he keep on stopping, and I should be approaching any intersection. I could see the speed limit there 70, but I'm running 50, 51. Maybe I need to increase my speed at least maybe 10 kilometers below from the speed limit, just to make sure we are not overspeeding. Emerging lane. Now I could see the direction again that I need to turn right on that yellow sign. Since this is a rolling green, there's no stop sign at all. There you go. Here comes. We are turning now on busy area, residential areas. Oops.
There is one other tool that is often overlooked: your hearing. You'll be surprised how much you rely on your hearing to know what's going on around you. For instance, you can often hear a car coming up beside you before you see it, or the sound of an emergency vehicle in the distance. It's a good practice to take advantage of all your senses. This street, for instance, is full of hazards you may hear long before you see them.
Now you hear that sounds? In other words, we have to use our sense of hearing. In other words, there might be a motorcyclist nearby. Then we're gonna turn right at the stop sign ahead. Of course, we need to stop before the sign. Make sure you scan again on both sides. There you go. Oh, if you hear that sounds, it's an emergency car. It's on my right side. Of course, the rule said we have to yield onto any emergency car. You have to rescan it again. Just make sure there's no other emergency car following behind. That's the importance of using also the sense of hearing.
Keep an eye out for wildlife, as they can be particularly difficult to see.
Yeah, wild animals, especially here in Canada in rural areas, are very common. Now this is now interesting. Train is approaching. I need to slow down and stop on the stopping point. There I go. Keep scanning and wait until the rail wheel goes up. So remember, you don't need to wait for the rail to go up, and again, to make sure, better scan. Actually, it's not only the train that you're looking for, you're also looking for any wild animals or anything that will be crossing on the train track.
Pull over here and come to a stop. Keep your foot on the brake and put the vehicle in park by selecting Park on the transmission. Turn off the vehicle by clicking the Start/Stop button. Good. Continue using these scanning techniques throughout this course. Use both your eyes and your ears to help identify hazards. If you'd like to try again, you can by clicking the Retry button, or click Continue to go to Lesson 4, Subtle Clues.
Okay, this is the lesson for today, the scanning procedure. If you are interested on these additional lessons, feel free to contact me at 604-799-6115 or email me at ultradonato@yahoo.com. The Ultra Driving School is here to guide and coach you on your driving skills journey and learn to drive safe. Have a great day.